Hello. My name is Van Richten. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Boom! It's a double twist!
You all can make a history check.
Nope.
18.
23.
So Kent and Ven, you both recognize this name as a prominent, legendary vampire hunter.
But like a good person or
Oh,
like...
yeah.
Literally the second you say your name, I just want to be like, oh, shit! Fuck! Oh, wait, that's you? That's you?
Before this actually goes any further, I would love to draw my gun and hold it on Kent immediately and say, before this goes any further, I need to know where you got that.
Which, Kent, you look at this gun, it is your gun, but you still have yours. So you put together, this is the pair for this gun.
Forged from the sword of Eld.
Kent's jaw drops to the floor.
I'm holding it squarely between your eyes. If I were to shoot it, it would be a killing shot. There's no hesitation in me.
Wait, like you're pointing it at me?
Yep. Between your eyes. If I fire this, it's gonna go
I'm
into
going
your
to
brain.
cast Hold Person on her. Or him.
You cast it, nothing happens.
God damn it. Does the spell, actually go away?
Fizzle, it's gone.
Damn it.
Hands up, hands up. Wait, so are you the actual, are you all of these people that we think you are? Or, are you...
In response to the hold effect, I would like to give a little bit of a chuckle and say, did you really think on my ground that would work? And hold out a one-finger patient waiting to you as I'm still trained on Kent.
For a second there, I thought you said as you're doing as a response to that hold person, you fire your gun and Kent's head is blown to the back of the wall.
It's still hold. I just wanted to put Vin in his place.
Okay, so at this point, I've been holding my gun this whole time. I kind of want to holster it. I want to move very, very slowly. Holster the gun. Put both hands up. I need to know. Who are you? And how are we tied together in this whole situation?
I wait to see if there's any response from the two of you on the other side of this room.
Hands up.
It's clearly a tense situation.
From us?
Yeah.
Yeah, from the rest of the party in this
What is
room,
Ferguson
I'm
doing?
limited. I'm definitely scoping
Ferguson
to see what's helping.
Has his sword out and is watching you. He's gone into that predatory gaze of just okay,
Gotcha.
this is gonna
I
be a
am
fight.
confused. You ask us to help you, and you train a gun on my friend's head. And as you see me talking, you start to see a blaze or a light start to appear in the back of his throat as he's talking. What is the deal here? Do you need our help, or are you here to kill us?
This person you have with you, this Kent, he carries a token of someone that I worked with, someone that I cared a great deal for, someone who was my partner. And I heard nothing of what happened to him, and now I see him standing here before me with his weapon, with no word of his death. And I am thinking that perhaps this is the person who caused his end. This gun I hold is a pair to another, highly trained, someone I trusted and respected, and this little shit is holding it in front of me, so I think I'm the one who needs answers. Especially on my ground here, I think it's clear all of you are now in my control, and I need some answers.
When you're done talking, I want to turn to both, just turn my head to Ferguson and Ben and basically be like, stand down, guys. There's no need to be hostile, no need to jump to anything. I'm going to explain myself. I came across this weapon when I saw its old user save a woman and die in the process. I couldn't do anything to help. I was too scared. But after everything happened, I came up to the man and realized that he was probably a good person. A hero, if you will. And I thought there was no better way to honor him and carry on his legacy than to take his weapon and do my best to save everyone that needs saving. I didn't kill him. I wasn't a cause of his death in any way, but I was there. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I probably should not have taken the weapon, but I thought the only way that I could do him any justice was to live as he did. I don't even know what this thing does. I just know it's super powerful. So if you can give me any information without killing me, that'd be greatly appreciated. Because I want to know more about this order, about this gun, and about the man that I took it from. What's a better way to say than took it from?
No, you took it from him.
I took it. Yeah,
Pilfered
you know what?
off of his corpse.
I'll own up to it.
Looted
I'll
that body.
Grave rob.
I'll own up to it. It wasn't the best situation.
Yeah, in response, there are two things I would like to do. I'd like to do an insight check to see if he's fucking bullshitting me.
I keep thinking you're gonna blow my head off. There's two things I want to do. First thing, I want to say I want to do an insight
I want to
check.
see if he's lying. Second thing, I want to murder his ass. That would be an 18 on an insight check.
That is full, wholehearted truth, right, Nick?
Oh, damn it.
Because
Great.
I mean,
Yes, Josh, I thought you were just gonna fuck with me and say it was bullshit, and then
no. Why would I say your thing was bullshit? It's your character. It's your backstory.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You have the power.
The next thing I would like to do
Shoot him in the face.
would be detect good and evil on him.
You detect good and evil, and it fizzles.
Haha.
Damn it.
Now who is in the wrong now?
Sucker. Yeah.
I stare at you, and it's a long, tense minute as my gun is held towards the center of your eyes, and it's not clear to you whether or not I'm going to fire. And then you hear a click, and I flip it on my finger and put it down in a holster that was revealed, now, by my cloak.
And just the smallest bit of pee comes out of Kent.
I was just about to say, you look at the floor and there is a puddle of piss underneath him because he just peed himself.
I think the thing to start at this, his name was Samuel. He was a good man. He was my partner for many years. Samuel Morgan. He fought against evil. He fought against the dead. He was a good man. And I'm glad you had no part in his death, because if you had, I would kill you on the spot. I would tear your body apart in pieces myself until you felt such a pain you had never experienced. But I understand now. We are all somehow trapped in this land. Together, our skills, our talents. And so we must find goodness where we can. I believe you. I recognize it, and I don't think you know how to use that weapon. If I'm half right about anything, you look like a young colt just stumbling around in a full field. If you are half the man I believe you are, perhaps I can teach you a thing or two. Perhaps you can live up to the legacy of Samuel, who owned that gun before you.
Internally, Kent is like super pumped that you said that. But he wants to play it cool and be like, I appreciate you not killing me, and I'll do my best. And I kind of want to, like, one hand out for a handshake, if possible.
He absolutely does not do that. He looks at your other two companions, Ven and Ferguson. So,
Hand through the hair.
I've realized in this short time of travel with you all, Kent is a simple man, one I can understand. His motives are clear here. But I think both of you, some more than others, and I shift my eyes over towards Ferguson.
I just wink
and
at
drop
you.
my gaze down to your sword. I think some more than others have a more complicated relationship with what is happening here.
Uncomfortable winks.
Wait, how do you spell your name? Your real name? Or maybe your real name, because it's the third fucking character that you are.
Van Richten.
Van Richten?
Van Richten.
Third
Man.
fucking character.
Like Van Helsing, but Van Richten.
Hey man, I've only been one character.
Uh-huh.
I only have 2 voices. Don't worry about
So
it.
far, we've had the same
Carny
amount of characters
asshole,
in
and
Celeste
then-
that we've had in Drew this entire game.
Oh
So-
no.
Now you're beating me. I have to kill off Ferguson and get a new one.
Damn it. So here we go. I'm willing to teach your companion, but also at the end of the day, if I have a knife in my back, none of this is worth it.
Well, you don't want a knife in your back. You shouldn't fucking lie to people.
Yes, we shouldn't fucking lie to people, should we? And I look at that blade again,
Ain't lied to
and I
ya.
look at you and the rest of them.
I just look at them because I'm like, I haven't lied since I've walked in the door.
Ain't lied to them either.
I'm truthful to a fault.
Yeah, Van Richten clearly is not quite pleased with you, Ferguson. I don't know if you know why or not, but he definitely doesn't believe you're telling him everything and is pissed about it.
Oh, I'm supposed to feel guilt from
Wait.
somebody who straight up lied to
So,
me from the beginning.
Wait a minute. If Kent, you got that gun from Samuel, and it has a mark of the order that Ferguson belongs to, which is on his sword. Do you know what that is, do we call you Van Richten?
I think we call him asshole.
Van Richten is fine.
Gunfire to the face.
These blades, this blade, these 2 guns are all from the same order. But I know your friend here, he has a resonance about him that tells me he could never have been part of this order. He could never have earned that weapon. He had to murder or steal or cheat to get that weapon. And I want to know the story.
You think that, don't you?
I think it and I know it, friend.
You think you know a lot.
I do. Malicious glare.
You don't know half of what you
You're
think.
not supposed to say the subtext. You're supposed to.
Well, her glare at me
I
doesn't
was
come over the
just-
I
audio.
know.
I was describing it for our
No,
audio.
what we need is we
audience.
need another person who just watches and just goes, Celeste is maliciously
Oh.
glaring.
She has now raised her eyebrows. It seems to be a tense situation as we're going on here. Oh, wait, her face is shifting. Oh, look, there's a smile in the back of her mouth. Like, what does that mean? What does it have in
So
store?
essentially what I see is like you 2 eye to eye, Kent on the floor confused, and then in the tiny corner of the room, just Ven and Arsene with wide eyes like, what the fuck is going on in this room right now?
You pan back, you see Josh's face in the clouds. Like,
This is all going according to plan.
I'm in the armor right now, looking between.
yeah, exactly. Kazan, and then Josh is like, hello.
Hello.
I think here, at the end of the day, where it comes from, I may not agree with all of you, but you have managed to make it up to this tower and you have gained information about your enemy. At the end of the day, I stand on the same level with all of you. I want this devil, this vampire, to be defeated. And I am looking for folks who are willing to throw themselves at my cause. I do not understand your personal motivations, especially you. I look at you, Ferguson, as you go. I think you all should be wary of him. But Kent, I think you have a lot of potential. Maybe that gun came to you for a reason, and I'm willing to respect that.
The second that basically he expresses that he kind of believes in Kent is, prone to attaching himself to anybody who believes in him more than he believes in himself. So he is fully on Van Richten's side on the situation. He is still, supportive of Ferguson. Ferguson is part of this party, but he's kind of like torn between a friend and somebody who could lead him in a path.
Friend who you
know
met,
what I
I
mean?
think, literally 2 days ago.
Yeah, but Arsene really likes him, so...
Also, Ferguson was in the cut and definitely killed a vampire in front of Kent, so ain't seen this old man do nothing but lie.
Exactly. So it's weird because Kent is like super torn right now because this is like basically somebody who is willing to teach him, who has already said that, like he, believes in him and is like, oh, there's some good in you and you can go down this path. Meanwhile, Ferguson is part of the party and, has fought with Kent, even if it was just once or twice. And so he's kind of like torn right now because these two are not getting along or like super skeptical of each other, and he kind of wants to support everyone, but so he's taking a step back, but he's watching very carefully to see how this pans out.
While I'm standing there, and this is, I do not look away from Van Richten. I flourish the blade and snap it back into the hilt on my back.
Well, friend, at least you know your betters when you meet them.
Oh,
And said you'd better.
Jesus.
Watch your fucking back.
oh God.
What do you think, strange friend? Over there. Your dragon companion. She whispering anything in your ear?
Well, currently I can't speak to Arsene, so no. But as long as you do as you say you're going to do, you will train our companion to work to the best of his ability and make sure that his shot is true and that it can pierce the heart of our enemy. I'm fine with that. I see no problems here.
Good enough for me. So, where do we go from here?
Probably back to Valakai, since it's probably going to get dark soon, and as we all know, it is not safe at night in Barovia.
Guys, there's so much that happened in these past few minutes that I'm like freaking out. I'm like,
Ken's in a coma
just,
on the floor.
Just honestly, like outside of character, just like thinking about what's been revealed of Ferguson, that he might not be exactly who he says he is. You know, Ven is still our rock, and our scene is great, and this new character that's duped us twice now. Oh,
Do you remember
God.
that arc title there, Nick?
Oh yeah. What
The Gunman Comes Around.
The Gunman Comes Around. Yeah, that. Love it. I love it. Hold on, guys.
So I do have a question then. Is Esmeralda still a thing then?
Yeah, is Esmeralda real? What have you been truthful about us? Are you really the great what was your first name?
Rictavio.
I don't know, you changed it like Rictavio. Are you even
Rictavio.
the great Rictavio? My childhood was formed by you. I was amazed.
Wait, is this an in-game conversation that's
We can
happening
never tell
after?
with Nick.
Yes, all
Yeah.
this dramatic moment.
The dramatic has settled
tension
down,
is
and I'd be
gone.
like, and I just want to walk over and be like, but are you Rictavio, or did you just put on that form to make me, like you a little bit more?
I have been many things in my life. Rictavio is one of the many names I have been called by.
Rictavio!
And if it pleases you, dear sir, then I shall be what you require me
Not
to
only are you my teacher, you're probably my future teacher, but you are also the great Rictavio. Oh, God, you are everything I ever wanted you to be.
be. I will take it, and Samuel will take it. Having someone who is eager to learn, I think, is the number one step here. So thank you.
Nice. Having been denied the handshake before, Kent goes for a fist bump.
He is eyeing your two companions, making sure nobody's gonna murder him with a blade, and while staring basically at Ferguson, he will give you a fist.
You ever
He will
seen
acquiesce.
two dogs that like don't know each other meet and they just like stare at each other?
Yeah,
that's exactly what's happening.
Sort of what is happening. That's
So right as
exactly
you
what's
fist bump
happening.
and you're having your excitement, Kent, Arsene walks straight up to you and then flops straight down.
Belly rub, belly rub, belly rub. I'm guessing Arsene likes this new person. Like, we haven't really, you know how Arsene like turned to Ferguson and was like, oh,
Well, I made a
Ferguson's
check
cool.
on Ferguson, so I haven't made a check on this new person yet.
I basically, when Arsene turns over to get a belly rub, I want to just like whisper in Arsene's ear and be like, what do you think?
All right, can Arsene make a check?
Kind of, I would
Make an
like to
insight
prompt
check.
you to make a check.
While upside down on the floor, looks over at the new person. A 9.
What other person? She's getting some belly rubs.
Yeah, no, she's good.
She seems elated, but it's not for the reason you think.
I want to stop rubbing her belly and be like, focus, Arsene. Jeez.
Arsene
check
flips
one,
and
check
looks
one more time.
even less.
Well,
Damn it, Arsene.
oh my god, she's like the size of like a small dog, right? She's pretty big.
She's the same size as Kent.
Oh my god, that's huge. That's terrifying.
So,
Oh my God.
you guys were talking before about whether going to Valakai, whether taking a rest. What would you guys like to do? Because Rictavia, or Van Richten for that matter, you did say you were going to teach Kent some things, maybe have a thing or two for him. So what would you guys like to do? Do that here? Go back? Up to you.
I'd like to go back before it gets dark, so that
Can we make it back in time before it gets dark, or is it like...
It would be dark for probably, considering the time that you guys were out and go back, it'll probably be dark for an hour or two by the time you got back.
That's traveling at night. I kind of would rather stay here.
Yeah, because before I did say it was around like 2 or 3 o'clock, so which would take like 6 hours. Okay. So it would be like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night in here. Yeah, it'd be dark.
If you want, then we can spend the night in the top of the tower.
This tower itself, I have personally scoped out its wardings. Nothing of a magical variety will be able to cross past its lines of defense, so we should be relatively safe here for an evening.
Perfect. All right. If you want to perhaps take Kent aside, teach him a few things, we can set up shop here for the night.
I would love to speak to Kent on our lonesome. I'm not sure if I completely trust the rest of your party.
I mean, Ferguson's still holding
staring
the head.
at you, Ferguson. Drew and I are staring at each other via Skype.
Are you still holding the head?
Oh yeah, no, I am. I haven't dropped.
Now he's grabbed the bottom of the jar. Like,
it's like
I'm a fucking liar. I'm an old
Thunder.
bitch and I'm a fucking liar. And I'm gonna walk around and tell people how to live their lives. That's it. That's what you sound like.
Anyway, Kent, do you trust being alone with Van Richten here? It's your choice. We can't control what you do.
I think whatever Van Richten's offering to teach me is more important than my own safety at this point. I think that the benefits of what I could learn, I want to risk it. Let's do this.
I turn to Van Richten and I say, you heard the man.
Kent made some character growth.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute. Now it's time to kill his character.
Exactly. It's time. Kent has peaked, guys. He's become a good person now.
All right, Kent, here's how the gun works. He's done.
He just blows his hand off. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
All right, so...
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that.
Before we go into that little training montage, Ferguson, Ben are seen. Is there anything you guys want to do upstairs? I would say if you guys want to talk a bit more, if you guys want to go to like the first floor, because Van Richten, you would know that second and third floor are not good to stand on. So if you want to pop down and talk on the first floor, you could go outside. It's up to you.
Oh, I'm going to the first floor.
Oh, Ferguson and Ben, you guys could leave too, and they can talk upstairs.
Oh, okay.
I want to stay upstairs, actually.
Okay, fine. I'll just not be where they're at.
So,
well, if they stay upstairs, I'd love to go outside the
If they're
tower.
going downstairs, I'm going downstairs because I am not taking my eyes off of Van Richten.
I would enjoy going downstairs with Kent out into open ground to practice some shooting.
As soon as they all leave, I want to look at the thing and like basically like the transition is as they go down, I'm gonna look towards the suit of armor. I'm just gonna go Kazan, and then as they slowly go down.
So Ferguson, you said you were following. And Van Richten, you said you wanted to moment in private, so...
Oh, once they get outside, they can walk far out of earshot.
Okay.
But I'm staring, openly hostile.
I picture you just, like, leaning back with your foot up against the tower.
Oh, yes.
Just glaring.
Actually, I step outside of the magic, anti-magic barrier.
Sure. Yeah, you guys step outside, you open the door from the inside, which you're able to do just fine. After a minute, it closes again, so you guys are outside. Then you're upstairs.
So I activate the armor and I'm going to say, so is there any other trinkets that may be hidden in this upstairs room, in the tower that you know of?
The armor goes with his head, not shaking his head left to right.
Do you know if the wizard who resided in this tower is still alive?
It nods its head. It nods. Yes. Nods for up and down, shakes for left to right. I'm going to say this because I was worded very distinctly. Careful of the wording you use.
Is the wizard still here?
Shakes its head.
So the wizard's alive, not here.
Shakes its head.
Wait, you said it was alive. You nodded earlier when you asked if it was
No,
alive.
this is why I said careful wording. I'm just going to step in from a DM point. You said, do you know if the wizard is alive or not?
Oh, you're right. You did.
And he said, yes.
Yes, he does.
Is the wizard alive?
It shakes its head.
All right. Kazan.
It shuts down.
Wait,
That's the end of your line of questioning? There's so many more questions!
I mean, what
I
else
know,
am I
but
going to
the
ask
wizard
it?
was supposed to help us, wasn't it?
Was
is
the
it just
head
like-
in the chest the wizard?
Oh, that's a good point.
Did
'Cause,
Van Richten kill the wizard?
Is the head in the chest the wizard?
You,
Shakes
you
its
have to
head.
say Kazan again. It
Shakes
was
its
that.
head.
You
No,
Kazan'd him
was
sleep.
it in the chest? Because I'm still holding this head.
Are you still have the head?
Yes, downstairs.
Is this Kazan?
I mean, I don't have any other questions I think to ask it, really. So I'm going to go read through some stuff while they have fun.
So, Kent, while, Ferguson, you're leaning against the tower, kind of Breakfast Club rebel style. Kent, I would love to take you off a little bit of a ways from the tower. So we're looking at the lake beyond us. And sort of on the edge, and I'm quiet for a little bit until we both arrive there. And it takes me a while to speak to you. Samuel was a good man. He was a good man who dedicated himself to fighting the darknesses that plague this land and others. Something in you calls me to believe that perhaps you are of the same kin with us, and I know you've heard it mentioned, heard it spoken. I belong to an order called the Cleansing Hand. This order, something I've been a part of for a long time, meant to fight the evils of the world, specifically undead threats, those of monsters that plague us. You have to understand the reason I'm hesitant about the companion you travel with now. He carries a blade that was assigned to one of my order a very long time ago. I recognize it by name, by force, but I don't think he was the one assigned to wield it. I don't think anything ever told him he had permission to wield that blade, so I think you need to be very careful around him.
Is it possible that he could have came across this blade the way I came across this gun?
Perhaps. I do not know him. I don't think he would tell me his story openly. I think he's made that quite clear. But I think you should be wary. But before I go, for I have many things to do in this place. It is not a strange happenstance that I have trapped myself in this world, as you are also trapped. I came to fight a vampire, and that is what I will do until my dying day. And I think, Madam Eva spoke to me about it as well. You seem to be the group that might be able to bring this son of a bitch down. So, I, at the end of the day, feel like if I walk away not having taught you anything, then perhaps I am limiting this prophecy or your potential here. The gun that you carry with you is a powerful weapon, but in and of itself, it is not blessed with power. It is the bullets you carry and how we make them that forge them to be a powerful weapon against the darkness. How many do you have left? How many have you fired since finding this gun?
I believe I fired 4 bullets. Do we remember?
Well, you
I
should
could
have been marking
re-record
it
this.
down.
Yeah, I think I think it was 4. It was either 3 or 4, and I can't remember. I have 21 special bullets left, I think.
So it is these bullets themselves that have power. There is a blessing that is put upon them. Something I have learned through the order. Something I do not have time to teach you in these limited hours we have. But perhaps I can teach you at least how to use this thing.
I'd greatly appreciate that.
Draw your gun, Kent.
I draw my gun.
Rictavio does the same. And looking across the lake, I would like to find like a piece of debris or rubble or something like floating across its surface.
Sure. And Kent, you realize, like, you pull your gun like the way you normally do, and you turn over to Van Richten. There is mastery over that weapon that you have not reached, that you can see he knows precisely what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Van Richten, you look out to the lake and you see a floating piece of splintered wood that's bobbing in and out of the water.
This is a weapon of great power. This is something that exceeds maybe the swing of a sword or the strike of a bow. This thing you hold before you has great power and great responsibility with what comes by using it. That's the first thing you have to realize. The second thing you have to realize is that this is an instrument of death. Whatever you do, however your persuasions lie, this thing is destruction you hold in your hands, and the wielder, how he commands it, that is what motivates the weapon. So only someone of true good, of a true heart, can wield this in a way that will help the world. Do you understand?
I do. I do understand.
Alright. I want you to take this gun and I want you to aim it at that piece of debris out there in the lake. I want you to fire. And I want you to think in your mind of true purpose, of a single target, of how you aim and the force of it, what you can do, the obliteration, the destruction that comes with this thing, and I want you to know you do this for a specific purpose. Can you do that for me?
I'll try my best. I want to point, I guess, to the bobbing wood in the water. Take a minute, take a deep breath, close my eyes for a second.
Think of your purpose.
Make an attack roll with advantage.
17 to hit.
Okay. You notice that this debris is right at the edge of your safe range for you, and you follow it as it bobs. You go to shoot and hold off for a second. You go to shoot again, and you realize your hand is trembling a little bit. There's been a lot over these last couple hours, or rather even just the last hour, that just fed into your brain and your ears, and you're like, I don't know what the hell's going on. But you're finding answers to things that have been haunting you for a while. And you just had a gun pointed at your head not that long ago. You also still feel the warmth of pee down your leg. But you zone out, and you focus right on that debris, and Van Richten's words entering your ears. You fire, and the piece of wood in the water just explodes and splinters across the lake. You look back at Van Richten, and you nailed it.
He smiles at you. The gun chooses its master, as does every instrument of the order. And if I believed this was in misplaced hands, I would take it from you. I would kill you on the spot, and I would take this gun back. Samuel was a good man, but I believe we have found a good man to inherit this weapon. It may not have been from the Order's choice, but I think by providence you have a right to this. Keep that in mind every time you fire it, the responsibility that comes with such a weapon.
The level of internal joy, of like confidence and just like overwhelming, like just like somebody telling Kent that he is worthy is just a little bit overwhelming. I kind of imagine that he would try to hold back a tear that comes out of his eye, kind of just probably one of the very few times that he's felt like he's had a purpose and that he belongs and is doing the right thing, and just wants to thank Van Richten and turn to Van Richten and be like, thank you so much.
You cannot thank me. This is not an instrument of joy. It never will be. Killing is never an instrument of joy. It is never an achievement. And the minute you think that, you are lost. Don't you ever forget that. I would not have taught you anything if I thought you were capable of forgetting that. So do not forget. The thing you hold is a thing of destruction. It is a thing of evil. And you can only carry it as far as it will take you. At the end of the day, it is a man and his choice. Don't forget.
I will do my best.
I believe you will.
Sweet. Awesome. Love this shit.
And at this point, too, I look into my pack. I don't think I'll be able to travel with you very far along this path. I have things to do. I have ties in this world. I have been brought by chance across your path, but I think you'll need this more than I will. I can make more, but you need this. And I hand you a bag that is clinking with the metal of something. It is a bag of bullets.
Woo!
Do you want to describe that, Josh, or should
Sure.
I?
Yeah.
So she passes you a bag, and when she passes it to you, he passes it to you, it's like he pulls a bag from a bag and it separates in itself, like taking a piece of it and gives it to you. And you look inside and you see bullets in there, and you take a look around, and it is embroidered beautifully. There is some weird script that's on this bag, and essentially what he would describe to you is the name of this bag is called Shared Pain, and it's essentially a two-way bag. So when Van Richten puts bullets in there for you, after he spends the time to bless it or make bullets, you can access that ammo.
Oh, wait. So if Van Richten makes ammo somewhere else?
You guys can share that ammo.
So we're splitting the bag across time and space.
Yes, it will cross planes, it will cross wherever. It is a pocket dimension of ammo.
Outside of character, that's fucking cool. I didn't realize that D&D could do that.
I said it could.
Now the question is, how... Okay, theoretically, I blow through all of my bullets. Is it kind of... outside of game, will Van Richten just be, like, constantly making new bullets, or do I have to, like, contact Van Richten and be like, yo, we're running low?
Okay, so there would be no way to contact him, unfortunately, because this will only transfer.
Carrier pigeon?
Yeah, these will only transfer these bullets. I will say that from a limiting standpoint for the bag, you can't just transfer everything.
I can't yell into the bag.
You can if you want to. It's just not going anywhere. It'll just be these bullets I can carry because it needs to hone into a specific object. Mm-hmm. Essentially, your gunslinger class allows you to make bullets at a certain level so you don't run out of ammo, but you don't have the time in this world to be taught how to do so. So this is the workaround. Every day, you can roll a d6 at the beginning of the day, and that is the amount of blessed bullets that will end up in your bag. And the d6 for randomization is just based on the fact of what Van Richten is able to do during that day.
That's amazing. How many are in there right now?
Right now it's just another 6.
No,
so it's not many. Actually, I take that back. It would be also your ammo too. So there's 20 bullets in there right now.
Okay, 20 bullets.
Yes, and if Van Richten uses bullets as well, it will deplete from that bag.
Interesting. Will you be able to be the one to tell me that I'm running low?
Yes,
or
of course.
Okay.
So I would also say that if you look in the bag and you haven't used any in a while, and all of a sudden they're all missing, you know Van Richten was into some shit. So
we're linked now, friend.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
So
I like to think that Kent doesn't really 100% understand the whole shared bag pain thing. So every once in a while, he'll just talk into the bag and hope that Van Richten is listening.
My problems, boss.
Ferguson's being a real big dick. You warned me against him.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Van
he
is
did this horrible thing today. Oh my god. Some teenage tragedy.
So you get the bag, you put it on your person, and Kent, you look back out into the water, and you see the piece of debris, and you see another piece of debris a little bit further out. That's just further outside the range. Do you want to give it a shot?
Totally want to give it a shot.
Okay. So you lift up your gun, you point it. Van Richten is watching you and seeing, the distance and trying to get better already. I'm sure Van Richten will approve of wanting to improve yourself. And you point through, and out of the corner of your eye, down in the distance, past in the woods, you see of figures running through the forest. And you put the gun down for a second. You look over at Ferguson, and Ferguson has his eyes all the way to the right, watching wolves starting to exit the woods a couple 100 feet down. And you hear a howl, and then shouted comment of, "We found them. Kill them."
Taking Initiative is a product of the Spark Network. Imagine what your idea can do. For updates on the show, future news, and all things nerd, visit us on thespark.network. If you wish to conjure us on social media, you can cast message on Twitter with the handle @TI_pod, Facebook at the Taking Initiative Podcast page, and Tumblr at takinginitiativepodcast.tumblr.com. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a review on iTunes, as it helps us grow so we can put out more content for you.
I'm Josh Perot, and I'm the DM. You can find me on Twitter at XyroxisTheBeard. That's XIROXIS the Beard.
This is Jonathan Buckmaster. I am the voice of Vendelar Greymeyer. You can find me on Twitter at Bucky_Masters.
Well, this is Drew Tillman, and I play Ferguson. You can find me over on Twitter at NotDeadDrew.
This is Nicholas Figueroa, and I play the sometimes rude but always lovable Kent Brickwood of the East Farthing Brickwoods. You could find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Nico Figs. That's at NIKOFIGS.
And guest starring Celeste Conowitch as Rictavio. You can find her on the Venture Maidens or on Twitter at @CConowitch. This episode was edited by John Buckmaster and Josh Perot. The Gunman Comes Around logo was created by Kati Kawaguchi of Nerds on a Roll. You can find her on Twitter at @KidKatie. The Gunman Comes Around theme song was created by Neil Martin of The Lucky Die. You can find him on Twitter at BardicMartin. Any additional music was created by Kevin MacLeod in the Incomtech website. Any information about those songs can be found in the episode's description. The Bloodhunter class, played by Drew Tillman, and the Gunslinger class, played by Nick Figueroa, were both created by Matthew Mercer. The Pendragon class, played by John Buckmaster, was created by Daresight Phantom on Reddit. The D&D 5e rule set and the Curse of Strahd module are both property of Wizards of the Coast. If you're enjoying what you're hearing and you would like to support us, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/takinginitiative. There you can find bonus content and early access to episodes.